Good morning, everybody. How is everybody? As you can probably hear, I have some form of lurgy, which sucks. I am meant to be going to the hospital tomorrow for my first acupuncture appointment, so I need to do a panini test to see if it is panini. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. How is everybody? Caroline's here. Happy Sunday, Sean Peeps. That you too. Sewing Seams with Deb says, Happy Sunday from Perth, Australia. Good evening. Laura says, Good morning from snowy Massachusetts. Good morning. Tristan's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And Trusting UK is also here. Hello. Welcome. So I have a hot chocolate. I have some squash. I have some strepsils. I have some cold and flu stuff. I actually really don't actually feel too bad. I just sound bad. So I really, like last time I had panini, this day, the second day, I felt awful and like properly flu-like. So I'm hoping this is just some kind of head cold. Because I really don't feel like my body feels fine. It's from here up, and it's the voice that's the worst thing. So yeah, fun times. Elena says, morning, good afternoon, lovely Shan and Peeps. Good afternoon. Sue says, morning, Shan. I've just got over a minging cold. Oh, you poor thing. Erica says, hello from sunny and snowy northern Sweden. Good morning. Jane says, hi, popping in briefly before meeting a friend for a walk. Very nice. Very nice. So I have a new Patreon peep to say hi to. I have remembered. I've got my list up here. Proudy, thank you very much for joining the Patreon peeps and welcome. And then Karen also bought me a couple of coffees. So thank you very much, Karen. Very much appreciated. So I thought it would be a good idea to try and organize all of the project life cards that the very lovely Andie sent me. She sent me, I think there's at least 2, if not 3 core kits in here, which is amazing. Excuse me. And none of them are repeats of ones that I have. They're all much more kind of muted. I went for all the pretty pink ones, with one being the Midnight core kit, I think. So there's a lot of very different kind of styles of cards and stuff in here. And I just thought it's something for me and the way that I use them. And I'm really, really sad that I haven't been able to do any project life this year so far. But the photo situation, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So the printer that our printer up at the main house, the big like laserjet printer, is just not very happy at the moment. It's not very old either, and it will not. It's got new cartridges in it, but it won't recognize that it's got new cartridges in it. So yeah, that's not going so well. So, and I've only got my little HP sprocket. So I'm thinking about, well, I've been telling you guys this, I want to buy myself one of those 4x6 printers. But I've had a couple of other really large bills come in, like my trademark is up for renewal, and that means that Kittenish Behaviour is officially 10 years old, which is kind of crazy. So I've had to renew my trademark, and then I had to not even renew my trademark, I had to apply for a new trademark, because the trademark that I'd had previously was for a very different category. And now that the YouTube channel is the main priority, so I've had to trademark that. So that's currently undergoing the vetting process. So that was a huge bill. And then unfortunately, a couple of people have had to cancel the retreats, which is really sad. So I now have 2 spaces for the May sewing retreat available. And I need to change that on the website, actually, because I've only got the 1 space up at the moment. So yeah, there's 2 sewing peep spaces available on the May retreat if anyone is interested. So yeah, the photo printer has had to take a back seat for a while, which is sad, but never mind. I'm sort of taking notes, and like I journal every day. So I'm kind of thinking I can possibly go back and like do the beginning of the year from the photos that I've taken and the journaling that I've done and things. And I'm saving stuff for Project Life. So yeah. If you saw my short that went out yesterday, I have drafted the pattern for this. There are 33 pieces for the outer dress. Ah, I'm actually considering buying some more of this to make one of those. I don't want to just slavishly copy everything that Bianca does, but she's doing some amazing stuff at the moment that I'm just like, I'd wear that. Like the all the knit projects that she's doing. I'm kind of thinking a draped and gathered dress in this would look amazing. So I'm thinking about going back and buying some more, but maybe the kind of bluey purpley one that is coming. Somebody said that that one would look better with the green than the silver holographic, and maybe I ought to buy some grey cotton sateen for the silver. So oh yeah, yeah. Where did I get to with the chat? Mim's here. Good morning, Shan. Get well soon, and hello to everybody. Thank you. I honestly feel fine. I just sound awful. Carmen says, hi, Shan and Peeps. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you're not feeling your best. Sending all the healing fairies your way. Thank you. Liana says, hi, Shan from a sunny Johannesburg. Good afternoon. Michelle says, morning from a chilly Bermuda. What are we waffling about today? Lots of stuff. Nimoy says, hello, everybody. I'm already back home from Fabric Market because it's bloody freezing today. Nice and sunny, though. Good. Susan says, good evening, Shan and Peeps. Good evening. Nimoy says, sadly, nobody was selling Bianca Styles shiny fabrics. That's what my friend called it when I told her what I was hunting for. Yes, we have similar taste in YouTubers. Nice. Marie is here. Morning, everyone. Good morning. Vanessa says, good morning, Shan and Peeps. I've been woozy and wobbly since Wednesday night, so sat here with all of my patterns, coffee, and the plan is to de-stash while you keep me company and get well soon, Shan. Thank you. Good luck with the de-stash. And Christine says, hi, everyone. Hello. Let me start my hot chocolate. I made one of these for Dad and I last night. We were talking about it, and there's a sweet spot where this is like the perfect temperature to drink, which is kind of where it is now because I've been talking and waffling at you for 7 minutes, and it's been made for about 4 or 5 minutes before that. Caitlin says, good evening from Australia. Good evening. Leanna says, sorry to hear you're under the weather. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I mean, I genuinely sound way worse than I am. Genuinely. If I felt as bad as I sound, I wouldn't be here. I would have cancelled. That's why we're having a very chilled out afternoon as well. I am going to mainline this hot chocolate whilst it's at the perfect drinking temperature because yum. Right. I have a lot of cards here that I need to organise. Andie has been incredibly generous. So the way that I used to do Project Life was I'd keep them all in their core kits, and then I'd just pull from a core kit when I wanted to do something. But as I said, most of the stuff that I'd bought previously kind of worked, had the same kind of colour themes and stuff, so they all worked together. So I love watching paper crafting videos on YouTube. That was how my YouTube started, like as a paper crafting channel. And discovering the whole kind of like paper crafting world was very expensive. I mean, to the point where I even bought an IKEA desk because I bought so much stuff and had nowhere to put it or do anything on. So I love paper crafting stuff. And I'd seen a video of somebody who had reorganized their Project Life cards into journaling cards and filler cards, and then they'd put them in kind of colors. So they weren't in kits anymore. They were in specific types of card and then specific colors. And I thought, you know what, that's probably a really good idea because I will use more of them that way. I mean, I don't need Project Life. I've got enough Project Life cards here to do the next 20 years, I think. I really don't need any more. But can I? I've actually not bought paper crafting stuff for a very long time. Mm, this stuff is wonderful. Guys, I've officially lost a stone. I've lost a stone since the middle of January. Yay. I've got half a stone to go. And then I'll be at my goal weight. And the nice thing is, I can fit into a lot of my boots that I hadn't been able to do up for a very long time. There's one pair that I still can't do up the whole way up my calf. But yeah, there's a couple of pairs of boots I never thought I'd get back into again, ever, and they fit and they do up and they look amazing, and I'm so happy. Vanessa's here. Good morning, Sean and Peeps. I've been woozy and wobbly since. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. I hope you feel better, Vanessa. Christine says hi, everyone. Hello. Caitlin says good evening from Australia. Good evening. Niana says sorry to hear that you're under the weather. Hope you feel better soon. Have I read these ones before? Archie Blade says, what is Project Life cards? Project Life is like a way of journaling. So like scrapbooking is really, really creative. And like, I know this is not the only way of scrapbooking, but it's usually a 12 by 12 layout and you do all of the stuff. And someone called Becky Higgins came up with Project Life, which is kind of 12 by 12 scrapbooking but made easy. So she designed all these cards, and really you had to just like add your own journaling and a little bit of embellishment and your pictures to these already decorated cards. And it was a way of doing scrapbooking which was slightly easier. So yeah, I really like the idea. Jojo says, morning everyone, hope you're all well. I have the lurgy. Does dying fly? Then we can all do the dying fly together. Debbie says, getting over the lurgy as well. Hubby's healing potion is hot chocolate with sprinkle of ground ginger and a shot of honey Jack Daniels. Esther says, hello, sorry you are feeling poorly, just coming out of the flu, so can relate, although you don't look nowhere near as glorious as you do although I don't look anywhere near as glorious as you do right now. Nail color is so beautiful also, by the way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I went for matte black this time, like proper like witchy goth vibes. I'm getting almond shape, so they're kind of, yeah, almond shaped, and they're getting quite long, which is cool. And I'm having the gel powder overlay. So these are my natural nails, but the gel powder overlay has meant that I haven't broken one. And it's usually these two that get the most abuse because of the way I pin things in, and also opening the door on my bobbin casing on my machine. So I'm like 2.5 weeks and not chipping my nail polish at all. I'm so pleased that I started doing this again. I stopped having my nails I was doing them myself, but I stopped doing my nails because my ex was just like, oh, I don't like it. And it was just like, oh, okay. And it's like, but I like it. Why did I stop for him? Like, he didn't stop any of the things that I didn't like for me. Ooh. That was delicious. Yeah. So I was meant to be, Mum and I had booked an appointment because Mum's had a really busy week. We booked an appointment down here yesterday to sort out Mum's moulage and do some alterations to it, and then try make it into a sloper for her. And we had to not do that because I really don't want to give them the lurgy, whatever it is. So yeah, we didn't get to do that, which was sad. But I did film my 2 shorts yesterday, which you guys seem to have liked. And yes, you have created a monster with the pencil skirt dresses. You're probably going to get sick of them. Now that I can get back into my original KB Grace dresses as well, you're probably going to get sick of those as well. But yeah, I filmed those yesterday and my voice didn't sound too bad during them. And then I did the voiceovers for the dressing gown refashion. And thank you very much to the Patreon peeps for persuading me to put that out. I was a bit worried. It was like, I think I called it a nothing burger. I was a bit worried that it was just like, oh, there's not really this. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any kind of like interesting thing here, but it is, as a few of the Patreon peeps pointed out, it's like, it was an expensive project. I used 5 meters of that fabric in it, so it was a really expensive project to do, and it was definitely worth going through and fixing it and making it so that I could actually wear it rather than just look at it. So yeah, hopefully people enjoyed that. Nimue says, I actually behaved myself today, bought only 2 lengths of fabric. One is a beautiful cashmere blend light coating wool at 120 euros per meter. I need a coat for the in-between weather days. Nice. I had a look last night at Truro Fabrics for the cashmere coating fabric that I'm dreaming up of buying, and the colour I want is out of stock. And it's one of those ones where I very much doubt they will get it in stock again. So I'm now on the hunt for a new place that does cashmere coating. Gin and Pin says, morning peeps, wet, windy and very quiet here in Newcastle. I think half the population has gone to Wembley to watch the football. The other half will be wishing they were there. Nimue says, hugs and best wishes for all of you who don't feel that red best right now. Yes, same from me. Gentle, lurgy-free hugs from a distance so that I don't pass my germs on to you, because I like sharing, but that would not be the right thing to share. You don't want my germs. Mim says, congratulations for the shoes fitting again. I know. I never thought I would get into my Karen Millen over-the-knee leather boots ever again. I never thought I'd get into those again. I mean, to be fair, I used to be able to wear them over my skinny jeans, and at the moment they are skin tight on my bare legs. So, I can't wear them as I used to wear them. But the fact that I can get them on is just like, I genuinely never thought I'd be able to get those things on again. And actually, surprisingly, the ones that I thought would fit were the ones that I can't zip up all the way, but it's very close to being able to. And all the Joe Brown boots that I bought when I was bigger, they're all lace up, so I can tighten the laces on them and they're going to fit too. So I'm very pleased with that. Leanna says, spending the afternoon morning cutting out pattern and unpicking a skirt that I want to alter. Just cut out the 7131. Have you done a sew along for that one? That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar? Is that a pair of trousers? I don't think I've done a sew along for it though. Oh, hello. Okay, so that note can get deleted because I have done that. 7131 sounds like a pair of trousers. Sneakers 731. Yes, it is the pair of trousers. I haven't done a sew along for it, but I have made a couple of pairs. The instructions are really good. Just watch the crotch depth on them, like measure that and measure the waistband and measure your own crotch depth and work out what you're comfortable with. That's the only thing I would say about those. Where did I get to with the chat? Jojo says, Mum works at Oxfam. She's saving all the unsaleable 100% cotton textiles for me so I can experiment with ice dyeing. You're not on your own there with what is TCH doing this week. I know. Like I've said this before. One of the things that I have found is if I copy other people's stuff that they're doing, I find that I don't wear them very often. I really ought to stick to things that I know and love and will wear myself. But I really want to try these things. And I mean, I'm getting carried away because I've bought fabric for 4 of these dresses and I've not even made one yet. I mean, I've made two of the Wiggle dresses over there. But yeah, I really need to be careful about copying things too much because, like, in the past, as I've said, I found it being one of the ones that I'm just like, oh, this is an amazing thing on that person. On me, I hate it. So I've also been thinking about the projects that I want to do this year, and that I've said I'm going to do, and the wiggle dress is one of them, and then also the beaded jacket. And I want to make a trouser suit out of it. I want to do, and it wasn't just Bianca that inspired this. I saw this. It did this in one of my Get the Look for Less videos. It was the Dolce & Gabbana silk suit, and so I've had it on my mind for a long time. It's going to be out of the orange silk dupioni that I've got back there, and I want 3/4 length pegged trousers and the jacket and a waistcoat with then like a really ruffly see-through silk organza, possibly not organza because it's kind of itchy, but like silk something shirt to wear underneath of it with ruffles and a jabot, and like properly dandified. And then when I saw Bianca's mandragora jacket with the bugs on the back, it was just like, oh yes. And the flip side of that as well is I've always wanted to do David Bowie's ball gown jacket from Labyrinth, the blue one, the tailcoat with all the beading and jewelling on that one. So whilst Bianca is definitely a huge inspiration for that, it is something that I've had on my mind to do for myself before she did her one. And I want to do machine embroidery with leafy dragons on the back, and then embellish and make a feature of that. So whilst I am definitely taking inspiration from Bianca, hopefully it won't come across as like I'm slavishly copying everything that she does. But if I could raid her wardrobe, and I can't remember where I saw it, but I can't remember which video it's in. It was one. I'm sure it's one of her drafting videos. But she was talking about her measurements, and she has very similar measurements to me, to the point where I think I would be able to wear her clothes, except that I am about 3 inches taller than she is. That's the only difference. So yeah, just imagine being able to rummage in her wardrobe. I also really, really, really want to send her some of the Lady McElroy Cobra Corsage bottle green and kiwi viscose linen fabric. I think she would love those. Yeah, I'm slightly weird. Marissa says, hi Shannon Peeps from a hot and sticky Brisbane. Hello. Claire says, good morning Shannon Peeps, loving the dress and cardi Shan. First live for a while, have the flu for almost 4 weeks. I'm on the mend now though. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. Jojo says to Debbie, ooh, hello, that sounds incredibly medicinal. Might need to try that ASAP. Yeah, hot chocolate with ginger and honey whiskey in it. Sounds pretty damn epic. I think that's a pretty good one. Gig Racer says, hi peeps, happy Sunday night from hot and humid Brisbane. I hope you're feeling better soon, Sean. Thank you. So that's 2 of you Brisbaneites there, Marissa and Gig Racer. Debbie says, started painting my nails again after break of years. Hubby is very happy because he knows I'm feeling better in myself. Nice. Yeah, like I couldn't understand my ex was just like constantly like, oh, I don't like long nails and I don't like colour on your nails. And it's like, okay. No. Yeah. I'm very much enjoying being encouraged in the nail polish endeavours currently. Elena says, your voice makes my mum sidekick in today. Just want to cover you with a blanket, warm scarf, and give you a humongous cup of hot chocolate and sit in front of a fireplace with tea. Yeah. I genuinely, if I felt as bad as I sound, I wouldn't be doing this. I promise I feel like fine. I just sound awful. Mim says, are you able to wear shoes over tights? Are you able to wear the shoes over tights? Oh, the boots. Yes. Sal says, g'day, Sean and Peeps. And Sean, if my computer gets a virus, I know where I got it from. I will try not to impart my germs to your computer, Sal. I promise. Jidin Pin says, I stopped wearing one of my favourite perfumes, a Suriti 1883, because my boyfriend at the time didn't like it. First thing I bought when we broke up did make him sneeze, so he had a justified reason. Yeah. Leanna says, "Wow, well done, Sean. A stone is a lot." I know, and it literally is cutting out sugar because I was eating a lot of sugar. And I mean, keto as well. Like, I am pretty strictly keto at the moment after about a year of just like comfort eating. But I got to the point where it's like, why am I comfort eating? Because, yeah, I've had my heart broken, but I'm also not feeling great in myself. So, like, why am I? This is not really comfort eating. This is just like habit. So, and the killer vanilla sticks really work. Let's see. Where did we get to with the chat? Marie says, "Goodness, we all seem to be going through it. I will be staying with you all a bit longer today. I've hurt my back, so not very mobile." Oh, Marie, I'm sorry. Anna's here. Heya, and Peeps. Hello. Jennifer says, "Hi from Sydney. Good evening." Jenny Pin says, "I'm feeling so good. I've only bought 1.5 meter length of fabric so far this year, and my plans this year are all from my stash. So I, ooh, are all from my stash. I did say so far, you're doing much better than me. I'm just, I'm, I mean, to be fair, I am not being as bad as I have been in the past. But I've not been as good as I should be. So, yeah. Um, Michelle says, "My hubby doesn't like the smell of nail polish or the feel of lip gloss. I told him no problem, don't wear it then. However, I don't have that issue. He's a good sport about my spark sarcasm." Nice, nice. Yeah, I love lip gloss if you stay still, but the minute you go out and you get your hair like blowing into it, I even to the point where I if I put like lip balm on my lips and then I go to salsa, I end up with streaks of lip balm on my glasses from where my hair sticks to it, and then I brush it out of my face, and yeah. So I love lip gloss if you don't do anything, but I can't wear lip gloss for more than like I can't do it if there's going to be any kind of like movement. I mean, maybe if I have my hair up, getting to the point where I can put it up again. I'm trying to decide, do I go and have a fringe put back in? Oh wow, that looks really weird with it that short. Not sure I like that. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'm trying to decide, do I go for, I think I talked about this last time, didn't I? Do I go for a fringe? What do we think? Looks like Lego hair, doesn't it? What do we think? The only trouble with the fringe is they're like perfect for about 5 days and then they're too long. And if you get them cut so that they last longer than 5 days, they're too short. Sal says, "Was the stone rolling when you lost it?" No, but I see what you did there. And then where it says, "We're trying to get my dad to regain weight after the last 4 months of health issues doesn't lead to the kind of cooking helping my waistline. Yes, I'll have to compensate with exercising." Yeah. Jojo says, "Oh no, Marie, sending gentle hugs. Hope you're feeling stronger soon. Painful backs are the absolute worst." Indeed. Marie says, "Oh my goodness, your wiggle dress is fabulous and you look stunning in it. I thought it really accentuated your figure." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you guys have been so, so kind about that dress. It's really funny. I know everybody means it well, and I know everybody is being very, very like complimentary in the comments, but the amount of people that are like, "It looks so much better than everything else you wear." And I know they don't mean it like that. I know they don't mean it like that, but comments of people are like, "Oh, it looks so much better than the fit and flare stuff that you wear." It's like, all I wear is fit and flare, and that's all I've worn for years now. It's like, Yeah. Michelle says, when I go to salsa, I have to wear my hair up. When I had longer hair, I used to whip my partners in the face with my hair. That's what I was always worried about as well. But so many of the girls with long hair are just like embracing it and throwing it around, and they look fabulous. But yeah, I'd be worried like I can't see you whipping my partner in the face. But the trouble is, I've kind of gone off how I look with my hair all tied back up. And I used to wear it back up like this all the time. So yeah. Cecilia says, I'm partial to a fringe. Anyway, says, speaking of food, lunchtime, see you later. Indeed. Elena says, try long curtain fringe. I think that's what I'm going to do actually, is get them to cut in like just like layers around the front, rather than, because I mean, technically I've had my hair cut with a center parting. So I should be, and apparently a center parting is like the thing. Side partings is like for the older generation now. So should be wearing my hair like this, which actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, so I'm thinking I might go back and just get them to put in like long layers around the front. I did enjoy the really short hair. Well, it's not the shortest it's been, but I did enjoy the short bob. But I do think I prefer more hair. So yeah. Sue says, I like both. Thank you. Kathleen says, listening to you, I want to keep clearing my throat. Hope you don't get worse. Oh, thank you. No, I'm sure. I like I said, last time I had the panini, it was this day that I felt the worst. And I woke up this morning and I'm fine. So I just sound bad. Oh, which sucks. I'm sorry you guys are having to listen to it. Mim says, I love the wiggle dress on you. You looked like a Hollywood star in the 20s in it. Oh, thank you. Sue says, you can do the pin-up type fringe, so not cutting it. This is true. I have tried to do those kinds of fringes before, but because I have like these kind of bits in my hairline here, if I try and put this up into kind of like bumper bangs or anything, it really highlights those bits there, and I really, really try to hide them because I hate that part of my hairline, which is why I usually have a center parting. So yeah. Sue says fringe, not fridge. Oh, I didn't even read it as fridge. Jojo says, my fringe is coming back soon. I'm so bored of looking at my forehead now. I know. Also, cheap Botox. Like, cheap Botox. Right, Ralph says, good morning, peeps. I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, excuse me. I genuinely am. I just sound ill. Great. Let's get these cards out and start having a play with these, because otherwise could end up doing nothing again today. So I'm going to try and sort them into title cards, which is what this is, journaling cards, which is kind of what this is, and then there's filler cards, which is what this is, and they're usually double-sided. And so there's usually 10 of each in a pack, and then what I do is I'll have 5 of one side and 5 of the other side. So yeah, right. So title card, journal, 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 journal. And these title cards usually are, so they have it that way. So it's like that way, or then like they do them opposite, because the Project Life like plastic folders, you can have them in either that way up or the other way up. Title, 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 title. It was very, very kind of Andie to send me all of these. Okay, so I would say that these are filler cards because they're kind of like you don't really want to add anything else to these. So I'm going to put filler cards. But that's a title card because it's got room for you to add something in there. This is just how it works in my head, and then this is how it works when I'm looking for stuff. Jojo says, exactly, lol. Sal says, my hair is about, or maybe a bit longer than yours now, and just as straight. When I wear my suit and tie for work, I ponytail it. Yeah, I do put it up in a ponytail every now and again, but it doesn't quite go all the way up anymore. And so I can't really wear my hairpiece that I used to wear, the big kind of like poofy curly hairpiece. So like I don't really like putting it up in a ponytail at the moment because it kind of just makes me look like I have a pea head. Huh. See, that one, I'm guessing you just put a picture over it. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put that in filler. America the Beautiful. And there's like Easter cards as well. So I'm guessing they were kind of like a yearly celebration pack. Season's greetings. I'll put that in there. Rotten Ralph says, my hair is straight as a pin and it's up in a bun 99% of the time because it's easy. It's very long. Yeah. I think my hair is actually fairly curly. This is like, I've blow dried it with one of those hot brushes. And it's not as frizzy as it used to be. I use Function of Beauty, and I've kind of changed because I used to be like all about like, oh, I want long hair, so like grow my hair long. I don't seem to be able to grow my hair much longer than this without it getting really ratty and like thin at the ends. So I've changed. That's one of the things I like about Function of Beauty is that you can say, oh, this is what I'm after. I want my hair to get less frizz, or look after the curl, or preserve the color, or enhance the shine. And that's worked really well because I've changed it over to kind of strengthen, shine enhancing, technically curl enhancing, even though I don't wear it curly very often because it's a lot of hard work to get it to look good curly. So I really like Function of Beauty. I think it's a really good brand, and I really enjoy the kind of the whole thing about it, like the whole words are hard. Apparently, I thought I'd be able to multitask and talk to you guys and do this at the same time, but apparently I'm struggling. I would love to be sponsored by Function of Beauty, and they do sponsor a lot of YouTubers, and that's how I discovered them, is through a YouTuber. But I am not sponsored by Function of Beauty. This is not a sponsored post, but wish it was. I really like how my hair comes out with those things in it. But technically, my hair is actually pretty curly, but it is just a lot of hard work to get it looking good and curly. So I don't do that very often. Oh, so many cards. So many cards. Rachel says, good morning. I'm awake because the ducks are very loud. How very dare the ducks. But good morning and thank you for joining us. Naughty ducks. Rotten Ralph says, curly hair is better. It doesn't glue itself to your head. Rachel Lynn, and she also says to Rachel Lynn, I'm sorry the ducks are torturing you. Heather's here. Hello. I missed a few lives lately. Have you been keeping up with Project Life? No. I really want to, but my ability to print photos has been severely limited by our printer, and I am going to buy myself a Canon Selfie 4x6, or maybe even an HP Sprocket 4x6. That's a title card. Printer. Ooh, you escaped from where you belong. So that I can do Project Life. So I do journal pretty much every day. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to kind of like pick it up fairly easily when I do have a photo printer. But the only photo printer I have at the moment is for 3x4 photos, which is fine, but it's not brilliant. I want the ability to print bigger photos, and our printer in the main house is just not playing ball with that. So no, I've not been keeping up with Project Life, but the very lovely Andie from So Andie Sews sent me about 3 or 4 Project Life core packs as a very kind gift. So I am trying to organize them the way that I use my Project Life cards, so that when I do start using them again, it'll be really easy. Or when I do start doing it again properly, it'll be really easy to find what I want. So that's what we're doing today, because I thought it would take the least amount of brain power given the head cold that turned up yesterday morning. I woke up and Mum was like, hi, morning. I was like, morning. She's like, oh God, keep away from me. No, do not want the lurgy. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit miserable. But I sound worse than I am, I promise. I really do sound worse than I am. Mim says, I used a video from Bianca to manipulate the bodice by moving the side dart to the shoulder and gather up into a sweetheart neckline. Now I will sew a dress. Oh, awesome. Yeah, yesterday I kind of was binge watching her cicada gown playlist, because I was just like, I mean, I also in between that managed to edit and upload the repair video, which I'm very pleased about. But yeah, I've been binge watching. Oh, I've got itchy nose. I've been binge watching a lot of her videos because I just really enjoy like her way of speaking as well. You know, like the kind of the self-deprecating commentary that she puts on with the not puts on but puts into her videos. I really enjoy her whole kind of channel. So yeah, this is turning into a Bianca fangirl experience, isn't it? Oh, itchy nose. So yeah, that was my day yesterday, which was pretty kind of chilled. Did feel very fancy lounging around in my silk dressing gown though. That was nice. That was very nice. Okay. Oh no. Me. Come back here. Do as you are told. There we go. Oh, okay. So yeah, does anybody else have like a channel that they will sit and binge watch when they're not feeling so great? Carrie Lee says, hi everybody, sorry I'm late, no worries at all. Rotten Ralph says, I'm hoping to get the art festival in Lake Wales today. And she says, you're not late, Carrie, not at all. You're perfectly on time. Cecilia says, fellow Bianca fangirl here, she is pretty funny and very well spoken. Yeah, her voice is awesome. I love listening to her commentary on her videos. Yeah. Hopefully she never kind of sees this and thinks, okay, you're freaky. Stop weirding me out. But yeah, no, I really enjoy her sense of humor on her videos. I think she's really funny. There's a couple of those, and they have, okay, somehow not ended up together. I kind of love doing this sort of thing, like sorting out stationery and stuff. It makes me happy. Where did I get to with the chat? Mim says, me too. I like the sound of her voice and often fall asleep by watching her videos. Yeah, Kathy says, good morning, Shan and fellow peeps. Good morning. Sal says, just watched the memorial service for Olivia Newton-John today. Oh. Sarah says, I like watching Angela Clayton. Her voice suits me sometimes to sleep. Yeah, I enjoy putting her videos on as well. Like, I will rewatch a lot of her stuff as well. I find her fascinating. She was the one who inspired the kind of like weekly vlogging that then turned into daily vlogging. Yeah, I didn't really mean it to become that. Honestly, I'm glad I stopped. I'm glad that the Patreon waffle is only on Patreon now, because I still love waffling to you guys, but it is just really nice knowing that the people that are watching it are really 100% there because they want to watch it, not just because it's like, oh, this is vaguely sewing related, and then getting angry with me when there's not enough sewing content in there and being like, why are you waffling about your nails? Like, because I want to. Yeah. Camilla says, Bianca, what am I missing out on? Closet Historian. If you've not watched The Closet Historian, Camilla, come and sign up immediately. She is awesome. I love her. She'd probably be horrified by that. She'll be like, nope. Valencia says, besides yours, I'll binge watch Young Folk Knits. Oh, yeah. The personalities and content always makes me feel better. Nice. Greetings from South Africa. Greetings. Heather says, also a Bianca stan here. Hopefully this makes any kind of sense. Has made its way into my own speech. I know what you mean. Rotten Ralph says, Camilla, closet historian on YouTube. Yes. Kerry Lee says, I need to say this, Shan. Oh, my soul, your pencil skirt dress. I'm obsessed. Not brave enough to draft my own, but I'm getting mine done for me. Honestly, the skirt part was the easiest. Like, seriously. Although, what makes me laugh is that the skirt draft does not match up with the bodice draft, which is why when you draft your moulage for your bodice, you do your top lower half as well, so that the darts and stuff match up, because the darts from the specific skirt sloper don't match up with the darts from the bodice sloper. So I found that really interesting. So I've actually got now 2 skirt slopers. I've got the original skirt by itself sloper, which is a straight up and down one. And then I've also traced this one, which I pegged in by 1 inch on the way down. So I now have two skirt slopers. and I've had to write on one, skirt only, and then this is to be attached to dresses. So yeah. Oh, where did I get to with that chat? Jojo says, channel I sit and binge. Well, you, obs, thank you. Many of Simone Whistler's channels and Engineering Knits at the moment. Yeah, I love Engineering Knits. Kerry says, you look amazing. Oh, thank you. Rachel then says, I watch Mark Crilly, an artist, and you, of course, Bianca too. Yeah, I love Mark Crilly. I find his voice is amazing, and his art style is wonderful. Camilla says, thanks, hun. Debbie says, Engineering Knits is lovely. I love her videos. Valencia says, nice. Right, let's sort these out. So we've got sort of like orange, yellow, black, cream, orange, and yellow. Now, pretty sure that I have those up there in one of those other. So this is where it's going to get difficult. Green, black filler cards. So yeah, you can go in there. Blue, 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 grey, 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 tan, 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 cinnamon cardstock. Ooh. Here we go. Brown, yellow. You can go in the yellow ones. Yellow. Red. You're definitely more orange. Do I have an orange? I'm pretty sure I have an orange. No, I don't have an orange. So you can go in yellow. Because whilst there's an orangey yellow, but yellow is the most logical place for those to go. Okay. So. Let's try and work this out. You can go up here. They're all that size. Oh, I'm going to need you back. Oh, cream. Cream. Do I have a cream? Filler cards. Brown. Guessing you can go in brown because you can go in brown because I don't have a cream one. Oh, so much paper crafting stuff. I'm so happy. Right, I've got to try and get these. Oh, there's these. I guess these. Yes, I'm good as these. What's the time? Can I take more jugs yet? I can take more jugs in half an hour. Yeah, these are starting to wear off, and I'm starting to feel that they're wearing off. Oh, I can have though sugar-free strepsils. That'll probably help the croaky voice. Let's have one of those. Yeah. Rottnell says, I watch a variety of channels. Sewing, history, true crime. Currently watching the murder trial. Murder trial. Are you doing that with Emily D. Baker by any chance? I love her. I had to not get involved in this one though because I don't know anything about it and I don't want to know anything about it because I got so involved in the Johnny Depp one, and I really didn't want to. And it was not so much it was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It was just fascinating watching Emily D. Baker break it down what was happening and why things were happening and the way things were happening. So yeah. Elena says, there is only 2 channels that I follow religiously, yours and Emily D. Baker, and use Lauren Lumbrough as a sleeping pill. Mm. Rachel Lynn says, every time we talk about YouTubers, my to be watch list gets longer. Yeah, as long as you don't abandon me, because I need you all. You can watch others as well, though. Right, Ralph says, I watch the commentary channels because I'm a shallow human being sometimes. Elena, Rob is a delightful person. And Elena says to Rotten Ralph, I missed this week's because I cannot listen to AM's voice longer than 5 minutes in a day. Gary says to Valencia, where are you based? And Jenna Pin says, bless you, thank you. Rotten Ralph says, Elena, he is off the stand now. His mouth noises were killing my ears. Valencia says, oh my gosh, I said bless you as if you could hear me, lol. Oh, don't worry. I do that too. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, he is, but all of his streams start at 3 a.m. my time. Nimori says, I'm back. Don't forget to like the stream, peeps. Oh yeah, there's 115 of us and 41 likes. Please do like the stream. It really does help, I promise. I know it's a very subdued one today, but yeah. Valencia says to Kerry Lee, she's in Pretoria. Rachel then says, abandoned? You? Never. This is my favourite community. Oh, I love you guys. Rouse says, Emily D. Baker is fabulous. I was watching Natalie Lawyer Chick last night. It was a comment on the trial. Yeah. I just found the kind of like the whole system really fascinating. I've got itchy eyeball. Itchy eyeball. But it was a huge time suck. And I just find her awesome. But again, huge time suck. So I have to not watch those. Hugh Gracer says, I'm also watching the Murdow, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, murder trial. Emily D. Baker, Law and Lumber, sometimes DUI guy. Runkle of the Bailey, I loved him as well. And then there are sewing, cooking, bag making, etc. So many YouTubers. One of the ones that I kind of dip in and out of is Bailey J. She's an artist. And I've been following her for years. And she had a separate art and vlogging channel, and she's merged them. I really like having her content on in the background when I'm like doing stuff, and I really like her decoration and aesthetic when she's just moved to a new house, which is gorgeous, and she's got the downstairs which she's turning into a warehouse come art room, and I'm just sitting there thinking, oh, that would be the best sewing space ever. But I really like her aesthetic and the way she decorates things, and like she's buying proper like warehouse style furniture, but then she's painting the metal of it green and finding the correct color wooden tops for it to make it what she wants, and I love that. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I would never have my house decorated the same way, and she collects a lot of stuff that I'm just like, why? But she's a channel that I just find comfy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those ones that I can dip in and out of and like enjoy. And something else that I've really there's a lot of YouTubers like fashion influencers, and I've kind of fallen out of love with watching fashion influencers because everybody's just wearing the same stuff, and it's kind of just gone into it's not really my aesthetic anymore. Like for a while, like everyone was wearing like the very Zimmerman-esque flouncy floral stuff, but it's all kind of gotten a little bit more kind of sleek and androgynous, which is fine, and you know, looks amazing on them, but it's not, you know, like oversized blazers and skinny jeans and those kind of things, and it's just not very me anymore. So I'm tending not to watch those. But what I have loved is watching all these people buy their new houses and then do them up. And a lot of the time, like Amelia Liana, her house is gorgeous. and her bathroom, it's got Degorni hand painted wallpaper in her bathroom, which, oh my god, extravagant, and looks absolutely amazing. I would never have that in my house. Like, no, absolutely not. But I have really enjoyed watching other people do up their houses, and um, like Lydia Millen, I miss her fashion videos. She now kind of does like a lifestyle hour long. This is everything I've gotten up to the last couple of days, with a bit of fashion thrown in here and there. And I miss her dedicated, like 15-minute long videos of um this is like completely like a fashion only video. That's the sort of thing that I would want. But I've been really fascinated watching her decorate her house over and over and over again, and her style evolve as she's done it. And so many people have been like, "Oh, you've only just done this. Why are you ripping this out and doing it again?" And it's like, well, you know what? Like, it's her house, and she's allowed to decorate it however she wants. And whilst I kind of skip over and don't really watch the life waffle stuff, I do really enjoy seeing how she's like evolving her interior decorating style and things like that. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting what channels that you like. I've been following Lydia nearly since she started, so 6 years on YouTube, I think now. And I much prefer her older fashion specific content to the long rambly lifestyle waffles now. But I still kind of watch them and then scrub through the bits and watch the fashiony bits because that's what I'm interested in. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how we have certain channels that, like Bianca, for example. I will, I I don't want to ever sew my zips in the same way that she does. I mean, if I ever need to do a lap zip, I'll be grateful for the video, but I don't do my zips the way she does, but I watch the video because whatever she puts out, it's like, yep, give me, I will watch. Like, whatever you put out, I want to watch it. But then there's other channels that used to be like that, and then I've completely just kind of grown out of they've changed their styles, and it's no longer all of interest to me. But I just think it's really interesting how you can like have channels that you've been attached to for years, and then it evolves, and sometimes it evolves with you in a way that you continue wanting to watch, and then sometimes it evolves in a way that you're like, I'm just going to check in with this person to see how they're doing. So yeah. Elena says to Rotten Ralph, that means I will be back to Emily's streams tomorrow. Probably we will meet there. Rotten Ralph says getting sucked into it is safer. Sal says, I got such a crush on Depp's lawyer Camilla Vasquez watching it on Emily D. Baker. Super gorgeous and super intelligent and attractive combo. Yeah, she is amazing. She made Partner after that as well, didn't she? Which was definitely deserved. She was good. She was very good. Rachel Lynn says, I love Bailey. I haven't seen the latest video, but I want to see her new painting. Yeah. The last one that I saw that she'd done was like the bubbles, the hair, the oil painting. Hugh Gracer says, but this is definitely the community that I'm most engaged with. I'm trying to watch the trial, but it's such an unsociable time for me, so it's all replay crew on 1.5 speed for me. Rachel Lynn says, I love Bailey. Haven't seen her latest video, but want to see her new painting. Did I read that one? Yes, I did. Oh dear. Sorry. Cecilia says, I really hated the fact that Depp and Heard was so publicised. It felt like it was misery porn with no good outcome in any scenario. Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. And I kind of hated myself for getting so sucked into it. But again, I think if I had found it through anyone but Emily D. Baker, I don't think I would have gotten as sucked into it as I did, because it was her that I found fascinating. Elena says to Gig Racer, for me, trial time is perfect from 4:30 until midnight-ish. Rock Ralph says, Rachel Maxey was sculpting a rock wall in her barn. It's giving me ideas. Yeah, that's another person that is one of those ones where it's like, I don't care what you put out. I'm going to watch all of it. I've signed up to her Patreon as well. And I'm kind of a bit sad that I'm only going to get a video from her every other week now. Like, But I get it. I totally get it, and I love the fact that she is, like, because she's currently working on Jon Snow, isn't she? And I love the fact that she's allowing herself more time to do these more elaborate projects that she's more interested in. Yeah. Nemo says, "It's my current Curdle obsession. I've been finding a lot of smaller historical channels. Funnily enough, a lot are doing what I plan on doing, following Morgan Donner's tutorial." Yeah. Morgan Donner is another one. I watched her make a medieval bed the other day. Like, okay. Gig Racer says, "I have also been enjoying how to renovate a chateau without killing your partner." She used to be a textile designer for Balmain, and he's a filmmaker. They are entertaining and design is interesting. That sounds really cool. Rachel then says, "I like the Sorry Girls because both of them are decorating their homes, and I like their new girl, Rochelle." I like Sorry Girls as well. I really enjoyed them redecorating their new loft warehousey thing. Well, they moved from a loft to a warehouse. I loved watching them redo that one. The Curly Sewista says, talking of home renovating, my guilty pleasure is watching Katie Price Mucky Mansion on Channel 4. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't particularly like her though. I've met her a couple of times and she was not pleasant. Gig Racer says, "I also love what Amelia Liana is doing with her home renovation. It isn't at all my style, but I love how it's looking." Yeah, I like her bedroom. Way too plain for me, and a little bit too frou-frou. But I want her bathroom. I would have her bathroom. And her dressing room as well. Again, it's a bit kind of weird, and wouldn't be at all for me, but it works for her. And I loved her kitchen and her courtyard. So yeah, but I very rarely watch her channel unless it is a home renovation one. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, "Cecilia, I can understand that." Gin and Pin says, "I watch sewing, weaving, watercolor, any handicraft channels, but I love the Hoof GP. No idea what I'm going to get myself back on. No idea why. I'm going to get myself back on Instagram next month." Nice. Sorry, I was trying to run two sentences together there, and they were not in any way related. Debbie says, "With luck, you will be sponsored by June's Journey. It seems you have definitely made it to the sewing costuming on YouTube when that happens." I play June's Journey because I saw it on I think it was Morgan Donner, Bernadette Banner, and Rachel Maxey, and I haven't logged in for a while actually, but but I am. Hang on, I finished the first story. Play. Yeah, I've actually got like a list of sponsors that I would like to be sponsored by that I genuinely use, like Function of Beauty, June's Journey, Squarespace. I love the fact that Lily Silk reached out to me, like, because I've seen those on some of the channels that I follow, and when they reached out to me, I was just like, "Oh my god, amazing!" And then Teddy Blake, the handbag company, was just like, "You want to send me a handbag?" And they're like, "Yep." I was like, "Okay." Yeah, I'm level 682 on June's Journey. I really enjoy it though. It's like I find it a really good memory exercise. I always try and get all 5 stars on each one, because I find it like a really good like memory exercise for, oh, I remember this thing was here, here, and here. So I enjoy that one. Nimue says, "But the medieval bed came with a surprise Angelette Clayton cameo." It did indeed. Gig Racer says, "Nimue, I did a double take when I saw her at the end." Sarah says, "I'm getting up for a move end of April and want to buy all the things." I'm gearing up for a move end of April and want to buy all the things. Yes. Gig Racer says, "Oh, also I watch a lot of question channels as I desperately miss having horses." Oh, Nimue says, "Hoofs seems to be a trend right now. I personally prefer Nate the hoof guy, but yeah, totally get sucked into it for no apparent reason." I really like Donna Dewberry one-stroke art. I find that therapeutic and relaxing, and I also kind of think that you could make some amazing fabric designs if you painted your own florals and then uploaded it to Spoonflower and made pattern repeats out of it. And at one point, I was like, I'm going to do that, and my ex was just like, well, that's ridiculous. I was like, okay, yeah, I won't do that. You ought to stop listening to him. Well, I have now, obviously, but yeah. Do you know it's been officially a year since we broke up? Officially a year. Well, technically the 2nd of March. But, I mean, the end started on Valentine's Day. I've broken up with so many people on Valentine's Day. Kind of hate Valentine's Day. Yeah, officially a year. Rotten says, Gin and Pins, Hoof GP is delightful. Have you discovered Sheepishly Me? It's fun to watch the lambs. Nakey says, I mostly watch sewing, don't particularly like other crafts. I always watch your Sunday lives because I like the sewing. I like to sew while listening. Ah, yay, thank you. Elena says, I got myself into the 5th story on June's journey and then noticed I spend all, like, totally my time playing it, so I had to delete the game. Rachel Lynn says, I have to go. My phone is dying. I'll watch the rest after. Hugs all. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I have sounded so croaky at you. The Curly Sewista says, ooh, is she not very nice in the flesh? She is quite polarizing figure, Katie Price. I personally found her very unpleasant. I met her under some very specific circumstances, and she was acting very entitled because of who she was, and I didn't enjoy that at all. Yeah, I've met her a few times and she was not pleasant. Debbie says, you deserve some fabric. March 2nd then. I've bought so much fabric. I'm not sure I should buy any more fabric, but thank you. I'm still in love with that viscose Georgette, the coral one with the stripes of florals on it from Fabric Godmother. I'm really glad I didn't, well, kind of, maybe if I'd have seen it at the same time as that chestnut print one, I would have bought both at the same time. It's probably a good thing that I didn't, to be honest. Right. I've got to sort these out. That's definitely blue. I'm going to call these green. And you're kind of green. You're blue. You're green. Blue. And green. Oh, could really do without being ill. Thank you very much, body. I have got far too much to do. I'm going to try and be a little bit more realistic with my March sewing plans video, because February was ridiculous and I haven't got hardly any of the stuff that I said that I wanted to do in February done. So yeah, I'm going to try and be a little bit more realistic with my March plans and have 2 things in there. I'm going to have my corset, and I've pretty much decided that I am going to go for actually, I'm going to put you in red. You look more red to me than you do in the yellow pile. I'm going to go for the custom pattern corset. I've spoken to her about it and she's recommended that I go for a specific style for what I'm after. She also pointed out that I will need to make a muslin of it. You know, even though it's a custom fit corset, there's still going to probably be little tweaks that I'll need to make. And so I've been looking at Vina Cava as well. Green. Yeah, I've been looking at Vina Cava as well for different fabrics that I could buy for. You're actually pink, aren't you? Different different fabrics that I could buy for the test one. You are blue. You are meant to be in the blue pile. So yeah, we're going to do a corset, and we're going to do the night and day dress. Actually, once I've finished doing this, shall we have a look? You are definitely grey. Shall we have a look at the night and day dress pattern options? Because there's quite a few, and I'm thinking, because a lot of people, when they were voting for the night and day dress, they were like, oh, the wiggle one, wiggle. There's a song, isn't there? They were voting for the brown title box. Yes, they were voting. Right, glittered. Oh, hang on. Pale pink. So you can go over there. I'm going to sneeze again. Oh, can I take drugs yet? 15 minutes. This is when, you know, the drugs are wearing off, is when I start sneezing again. Words are hard. What was I saying? What was I saying? Night and day dress. So yeah, we can have a look at the night and day dress, because I'm planning on doing it out of this Dolce & Gabbana Red Roses fabric. So why can't I speak? It's not going to be a wiggle dress. It's going to be a full skirted dress, and I'm hoping I'm going to have enough for like a little bolero as well. Grey title cards. Oh, I've got one that's multicolored, so maybe I have to put the multicolored ones in there, because there's a couple in here that aren't technically green. They're multicolored, so let's take those out. Yeah, what was I saying? Words are hard. Yeah, you should be in multicolored as well, and so should you. You're definitely multicolored. But you are all green. Green. Right. So green title cards and green journaling cards can go over here because there wasn't enough space there. Oh, pale pink, and then this is pale pink journaling cards. So you trying to keep like the pink, the pale pinks together. Right, so multicolored filler cards, multicolored title cards. There we go. Right, now blue. Blue. Where is my blue? There they are. Blue. Hello, blue. Haven't got much blue. So you got filler cards, title cards. So yeah, there we go. And now we've got red. Okay. Try to organize this some kind of order. So we've got navy and blue over there, which means that I can move. Those. which means that I can move those. Ooh. And which means that I can put red. Here we go. Red. Ooh, red filler. Yes. Red journaling. There we go. Okay. Oh, now I've got all the journaling cards to do. I thought I was done. I'm not done. Oh dear. Oh dear. Never mind. Let's see. Where did I get to with the chat? Am I that far behind? Oh dear. There we go. Good Gracer says, if not fabric, then fabulous shoes as a reward for the 2nd of March. I still really want all the Marilyns from American Duchess, but I probably ought not to buy all of them in one go because it's expensive, and double check that one pair fits first. I really want some navy shoes, so maybe I ought to get the navy Marilyns as a because the other thing is as well, there's 2 pairs of Joe Brown shoes that I want, and the Marilyns would still cost more for one pair than it would be for the 2 pairs of Joe Brown shoes. But they're better quality. I don't need much persuading to buy shoes, do I? Sal says they say never meet your heroes for that very reason of her not being a nice person. I mean, she was never a hero of mine, but yeah. My biggest disappointment was Dita Von Teese. I was so sad when she turned out to be a little bit yeah. That was sad. Sarah says, can you explain what Project Life is? Project Life is just a way of kind of like scrapbooking your life. So it's kind of like it's 12 by 12 scrapbooking, but they've made pretty cards for you, so all you have to do is write on them and stick pictures on. So yeah, it was just something that I kind of stumbled across on YouTube and then was like, I need it, and I need it all, and so I bought it all. Elena says, will March be sort of catch-up month? Yes, because I still have my Rita blouse, pajamas, 7537, 9076 hemispheric coat to do, the trousers and the sleeve sloper, then the corset, and then the Gertie dress. So yeah, definitely a catch-up month. I need to go and have a bio break, actually, guys, because I have been mainlining fluids because of this. So you need to talk amongst yourselves because I'm not ready to hang up on you yet, but I do need to go to the main house. I'll be back in a minute. Do not move the mannequin. Behave yourselves. Don't steal any fabric. I will know. I'm back. Stop talking about me. I can take drugs now. I need to take. Well, I'm going to take drugs. I'm close enough to be able to take drugs that I'm going to have drugs. Hello. I'm back. Did you move anything? Did you steal any fabric? It doesn't look like you did. It looks like you behaved. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, Elena, I was saying that March will definitely be a catch-up month because I've got so many projects that are cut out and ready to go. I mean, realistically, I actually have done a fair bit in January and February. Like, there was lots of like more involved projects and like muslins and stuff being made. So, you know, I've made 2 of exactly the same dress. So yeah, like March will be a catch-up one. So March's fabric haul is going to be really boring. It's going to be like, I'm making a corset and a dress. Oh. But yeah, I do have a lot of stuff to catch up on. You are not wrong. You are not wrong at all. Jojo says to Debbie, I think so too. On top of the shoes fabric, cough both. I think coordinating manicure or nail varnish would be the order of the day too. Now, I'm really looking forward to this dress being finished. I think it's going to look amazing. I've got in my head that like my Vivienne Westwood rubber shoes, the glittery ones, the Dorothy shoes look amazing with this. But I've kind of got it in my head that I want some shiny red boots to wear with this. It would be literally specifically for this dress and this dress only, which I know is ridiculous. Although, if I could find a pair of red suede knee-high or over-the-knee boots that I liked and didn't look what's the right wording? I mean, I don't mind fetish wear at all, but like, yeah, the boots that I've seen that would go with this are very specifically fetish, and I'm thinking I want to be able to wear them with more than just the one outfit. So if I ever see any bright red knee-high boots, then I will buy them. I've obviously got those irregular choice red and green tartan boots, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they with those ones and then this dress would give me a really weird cut off on the middle of my leg, which I don't think would look so good. So yeah, red. So if anyone knows of anywhere where I can get red knee-high or over-the-knee boots that aren't totally fetish, then let me know, because those I would like. Right, so doing my journaling cards now. Valencia says, yes, let's look at the night and day dress. Yeah, actually, let's do that now rather than do these, because the night and day dress has many, many options, doesn't it? Night and day. Night and day dress. Okay. Let me catch up with the chat as well. Nimue says, have you seen Costuming Drama's latest vlog about drafting to made-to-measure corset project? That seemed to go very well. Yes, I haven't watched it yet. I have seen it. Oh, wow, I'm very behind with the chat, aren't I? Sorry. I'm very behind with the chat. Valencia says, bless you again. Thank you. Nimue says, get some night nurse. Sue says, get some night nurse. Yes. Dad went to the shop for me yesterday and they had nothing in night nurse wise, so I have got Beecham's instead. Elena says, did anyone else want to steal Shan's sparkly red shoes that she wore with her wiggle dress, my Vivienne Westwoods? I bought those in Saudi Arabia. And I wore them out in Saudi Arabia as well. And I was wearing my mum's abaya. So mum is 5'4", I'm 5'8". So the abaya was a good 4 inches too small. So I'm wearing the full-on abaya with bright red Dorothy, high-heeled rubber Vivienne Westwood shoes poking out the bottom of the abaya, which is meant to cover your shoes to a certain degree. And so, yeah, I got looked at a lot that day. Thankfully, we didn't run into the religious police because that would have been bad, I'm sure. But yeah, I love those shoes. And actually surprisingly comfortable. Gig Racer says Noelle's corset looks fantastic. I need to watch that video. I have seen it, but I need to watch it. Rotten Ralph says of costuming drama did a custom pretty house made with fitting, and the fitting included a second pattern draft to correct the pattern from the fitting to get the right one. Gig Racer, it did indeed. It looked fantastic. Yeah. Valencia says to Elena, right, those shoes were so fire. Darshana says, hey all, hello. Rotten Ralph says, I'm typing, but I'm not awake enough to read the chat before I press send. Don't worry. Don't worry. Gig Racer says to Rotten Ralph, it seems like very good value to have not only custom drafted pattern, but also a Zoom fitting sessions and second pattern with any tweaks. Yeah. I'm really excited about going down the custom by Caroline, or corsets by Caroline route with her drafting a pattern for me. I think it's going to be a really interesting experience. So yeah. Rotten Ralph says, Debbie says, I've used Vinny Cave for many years, would totally recommend them. Yes, I've used them for years as well. I've got quite a few things from them. I'm a big fan. Johanna says, I checked at the price of the custom pattern seem reasonable. I think so too. Like, I think it's a really good price for a custom pattern. And the reason I want to go down that route is, whilst I realise that I still need to make a toile, and I still probably will have a couple of tweaks, it'll be tweaks rather than major adjustments. And it's a whole learning curve. And I kind of want to, I want a well-fitting corset. And at some point I will put the effort in, because she has many patterns. So like I kind of like the idea of buying some of her other patterns at the ready to wear kind of like cost, and then tweaking them with the drafted pattern she's made for me. But yeah, I think it's a really good way to spend money. Jojo says, I love it. Hand up who else talks to items they're sorting out or working with. I mean, yeah. Got to communicate what you're doing with things. Valencia says, sometimes when I'm watching Sean's videos, I find myself saying, you'd better wear that, sis. Yes, queen. And then I realize I'm talking to a screen and feel no shame about it whatsoever. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Completely reasonable. Sal says, for March, my channel, I'm planning on reading a different story of mine per day that I'll call Story March Mayhem of Madness. Nice. Elena says to Valencia, though they also remind me of Dorothy from that one children's book. Gig Racer says to Rotten Ralph, I can relate. I'm trying to stay awake, so kind of the opposite end of the spectrum to you today. Darshana says, oh dear, you don't sound well. I hope you get better soon. Thank you. Life Like Vera says, hi, late to the party, puppy training. Oh, cute puppies. Rotten Ralph says to Gig Racer, my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. every day for medicine. I usually go back to sleep. Darshana says, ooh, love that dress she is wearing. So stunning. Oh, thank you. And me too, Vera. Carol says, Sean, beat me to it. Was just about to say, move the mannequin. Ron Ralph says, not to worry. Carol, are we then haunting her studio? Yeah, don't move my mannequin. Freak me out. Jojo says, I'm not going to lie, I'm tempted to move the mannequin and steal fabric to test the I will know theory. Anyone else want to put any orders in? Jojo, if you do that, you will never get invited back. You get patted down every time you leave the studio when you come to visit. Jojo's coming to visit next month. Sal says, who does Sean think she is? We'll take her fabric and move her mannequin, even if she doesn't want us to. Valencia says, I'm revisiting some of the knit dresses from the past videos and trying to figure out how to make a few of them maternity and nursing friendly. Ah, interesting. Valencia says, I've read that one, sorry. Carol says, rearrange fabric then. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Gig Racer says to Rotten Ralph, I'm very envious of being able to go back to bed, but 5 a.m. start for me today, shift work, and now 11 p.m. But tomorrow I start at 2:30 p.m, so I might get a lie-in if my dog lets me. Your dog will probably not let you, but you know that. How far behind am I with the chat? There we go. Rotten Ralph says, rearrange the fabric quickly. Vera says, I met Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Biggest disappointment ever. He wasn't very nice. Met Emma Thompson and she was amazing. Oh no. He was also the Nescafe guy, wasn't he, for a while? Oh, that's sad. Jojo says, exactly, Sal. Darshana says, I would have picked out some that I want Shan to make up. Gig Racer says, Vera, that's so disappointing. Yeah. Darshana says, how's the Killer Vanilla going? Did you try using vanilla chapstick instead? Someone suggested that to me. I love the Killer Vanilla. It's worked really well for me. Like, it's killed my sugar cravings 100%. 100%. I'm going to have another Strepsil. These are sugar-free Strepsils. Alison says, hello, Shan and Peeps. Hope you're all well. Shan, how is Chiana today? And did your fabric godmother fabric arrive? Chi is very well, thank you. And I put out a short yesterday. The fabric arrived yesterday. And it's very gorgeous. Thank you for recommending it. Vera says, Gig Racer it was, but Emma Thompson made up for it. Nice. Gig Racer says, love Emma Thompson. Glad to hear she's lovely. Mim says, I found that now I have a bodice block. I don't use my 100-ish bought patterns anymore. And Jojo says to, Rotten Ralph says to Jojo, I tend to scold my sorting. Right. Night and Day dress. This is a beast of a pattern. So, for the this fabric, I'm planning on doing the square neckline with the flared skirt. So like the really basic version. So that skirt and that neckline. Yeah, so kind of, I can't do the, see the thing is, the fabric that I'm planning on using is this Dolce & Gabbana cotton that I got from Stitch Fabrics at one of the shows. And it's beautiful. Like, it's truly beautiful. But it's not like thick, it's heavy. But it does have drape, but I don't think it would gather very well. So I don't, whilst I like that skirt option, I don't think it would be very good for this particular fabric because I don't think it would gather up very well. I think it would be too bulky. So yeah, that's what I'm planning. Oh, I'm out of breath just standing up and doing that. I've got 5 meters of this, so I should have enough to make myself like a little jacket to go with this dress as well, because I think that's going to look really pretty. So I'm trying to work out, because this one I won't need to wear a corset underneath for support for my boobies because it's got straps. And the reason that I'm doing this one with straps rather than a strapless dress is because the fabric is so heavy. So I didn't want to have to try and do a strapless dress in this because of the weight of the skirt and, you know, the weight of the entire dress. I wanted it to have like support up top, which is why this one is going for the night and day dress. So I'm trying to work out, do I do it for uncorseted measurements, or given that this was not going to be an everyday dress, and this is why, like, I was planning on doing the corset first and then these girty dresses, especially the other two, the Lana and the Liz, because whilst they have straps, they are kind of decorative rather than supportive straps. So it's like, do I make my corset and then do this dress with my corseted waist measurement, or do I make this, given that this is going to be an evening, this is not going to be an everyday dress. At least I don't think it is. Oh, wow. It's a bright red hair. I haven't had this one out for a while, clearly. What do you guys think? What do you think? I mean, because I've got 5 meters of this. I might have enough left for a pencil skirt afterwards, so I could do like a pencil skirt to dress. But then I do want a bolero. How much fabric does this one say it needs? Fabric requirements. Because I do want to make another version of this with the trumpet skirt and like the bishop sleeves. Like I want to, you know, I want to make all of the versions of this. Square neckline. I need a yard of fabric for my, well, just under 90 centimeters for the bodice, and then for the skirt, flared skirt, I need 3 meters. So I need so 4 meters. So I probably would only have enough left to do a little bolero jacket out of this as well at the same time. Do I go for like corseted measurement, or do I go for an everyday dress? What do we think? Because, as I've said many, many times, if you make a corset that's fitted to you perfectly, they are actually fairly comfortable. What do we think? What do we think? Oh, my thread's escaping down here. Let's catch up with the. Let's see. Where did I get to? The chat. Anna says, good morning from Minnesota. Don't forget to like the video. Yes, 113 of us and 67 likes. Please do thumbs up the video. Honestly, it makes a real big difference. It takes you seconds. You're here already. Do it. Vera says, you started using Killer Vanilla after seeing your vlog, and definitely works for me too. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's brilliant. Anyway, says, I tend to scold the software at work a lot, especially when it's going extra slow again. Rotten says to Nimue, electronics only work with scolding. Yeah. Sal says, I met a legendary hero and he stabbed me with his cosplay knife. It was Chuck Norris himself, and can now say I have been stabbed by Chuck Norris and survived. Nice. Yes, and 66 says, good morning from California. I was so impressed by your success with the Killer Vanilla. I made myself one with essential oil and a little inhaler from Amazon. It seems to be working. Oh, cool. Very resourceful. Yeah, it's definitely tricked my brain into thinking, ooh, sweet stuff, yummy, without actually eating the sweet stuff. Ralph says, Chuck Norris seems like he would take it in good fun. Jojo says, thing is, I don't have a sweet tooth. If they did Killer Vanilla for cheese snacks, crisps, and pork pies, I'd be in like Flynn. Mim says, team non-corset dress, because you will wear it more often, I guess. See, yeah, I agree with that. But again, I do think this is going to be like a kind of like a special event dress rather than an everyday dress. So I'm kind of liking the idea of because that's the point, was to do the corset first and then one of those Gertie dresses, and all those Gertie dresses are going to be special event dresses. Yeah. Rotten Ralph says, I'd make it so you can wear it without the corset so you don't have to fight with a corset and a dress at the same time. Gig Racer says, if you're not planning to wear it with a corset, do non-corseted measurements. I mean, obviously, yeah. Valencia says, dress first without corseted measurements. Rotten Ralph says, in the making sense, I don't think it's a fight when wearing. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, says, having one of those dresses that you can wear uncorseted sounds like a good idea, and the other Gertie dresses need the corset anyway. Okay. I'm going to be kind of interested to see what my corseted measurement comes out as, because I'm really not going to be going for tight lacing, but like the corset says like it's a 4-inch reduction, which is going to give me a 23-inch waist. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how the corset turns out. I think I'm going to do the corset first, because that was always the plan. Corset first, then dresses. And then I can see how comfortable it is. Like, I'll wear it for a couple of weeks, because you're meant to season a corset anyway. So I'll wear it for a couple of weeks and see how comfy it is, and then make a decision on this one. So this is going to get made towards the end of the month in March. I've got all those other things that I need to make. So yeah. And then it says you can do a bought first one like normal dress and the wiggle dress version for corset when you will have one. I don't think I'm going to have enough of that fabric. Like I say, the pattern says it's going to take 4 meters to make the dress that I want, and then I would like a jacket to go with it. So I think that it's going to be the full skirted one with the little bolero to go over the top. I'm just trying to debate whether I use the new look bolero pattern that I've got and that I like, or if I buy her Dorothy bolero, because it's got grown on sleeves, and the new look one has got satin sleeves, which I prefer. So Yes, and 66 says, how much squish do you get with a corset? I only go down about 1.5 inch in a corset. Also an internal corset like in a wedding gown. Yeah, so like I said, the pattern I'm looking at says that for the waist size that I have, that my corseted waist with it closed with a 2-inch lacing gap at the back will be 23 inches. And I'm not expecting to be able to put it on the first time, lace down to that, and it'd be comfortable. Like I say, I know you have to season a corset and you kind of like tight lace, and it's not even tight lacing. Tight lacing would be a 6-inch reduction. I am thinking about possibly doing interior corset. I am thinking about doing interior corselet structures specifically built into each dress. I am thinking about that, but I also kind of think that it might be a better use of my time and resources to make a specific corset to wear with these dresses, and then the dresses are built over the top of that separate corset, so that I have one corset for the 4 dresses that I want to make from this range. Yeah. I am actually quite squidgy in here. Like, I am very squidgy. There is a lot of like squidge available there. Yeah, there's I'm not very kind of like hard around this kind of area, if that makes sort of sense. It's like Bianca says as well, like she's kind of squishy at this point. So I, like 4 inches reduction might be uncomfortable. But it is what the corset pattern that I'm going for says that the finished corset should be. So yeah, I fully intend to make the corset and season the corset over a couple of weeks, as I say, whilst I'm making all the other stuff that I've got cut out. And then at the end of the time when the corset is actually more comfortable to wear, work out and then wear it for because again, if this is going to be like an event dress, I'm going to be wearing it for like maybe 6 hours tops. So, you know, spend some time in the corset that I've made and work out whether it's comfortable to wear it at that reduction for that long period of time. Because if it's not, then I don't want to wear a dress, don't want to make a dress that I won't be able to wear for like an entire evening kind of thing. So, yeah. Nimue says the corset will not only change your waist measurement, but the bust as well. Yeah, because it's going to push everything up. So, yeah. Ralph says to Nimue, and the hips. Yep, again, because I am squishy around this area. I mean, I used to naturally have a 24-inch waist when I was working out, and like I had hard abs, and like I was that wouldn't have squished down by 4 inches comfortably because there was a lot of muscle in there, but like I am squidge in here. So, you know, there's a lot of squidge that can be moved into other places. So yeah, this is why I want to do the corset first, season it, wear it, work out how long I can wear it for and what kind of like reduction I can wear it for that long, and then decide, well, yes or no, I want to do that or not do that kind of thing. Let's see. Where did I get to? Where did I get to read the chat? Elena says, what happened to rule number 1? Always make a muslin. I will make a muslin. 100%. Always make a muslin. There's multiple muslins on hangers here. Always make a muslin. Yes, Anne says, since you already have a very small waist, I bet you aren't that squishy. I use squishy. I can definitely squish. There's a lot to squish there. Rock Rap says, building a bit of structure into the dress as well will have it smooth for silhouette overall. Yes, I fully intend to put like boning in. Like the night and day dress I don't think has boning in it, but I'm not ruling out that because of how I want to wear it and the type of fabric I'm going for. But the other dresses, the L'Amour and the Liz and the Lana, have inbuilt boning as well to help the dress itself stay nice and smooth over whatever underwear you're wearing it over. I mean, Gertie herself wears a corselet and corsets under her dresses as well. So yeah. Yes, and 66 says, I see. And yes, corsets can be totally comfortable. Bending is the challenge. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on following the instructions of the pattern that I buy, but I'm also planning on like spiral steel boning. I found that really comfortable for my Playboy bunny corset, which was only a zip up one. Like it was a zip up and down the back. So yeah, I mean, I will follow whatever recommendations Corsets by Caroline recommends for the particular pattern that I'm going for. But previous wearing of a custom made corset for me, I didn't find it that restrictive. And I mean, you kind of, it's the same sort of thing. I mean, when I was a bunny, we weren't, if you served a drink, I mean, I wasn't a valet, I was a croupier, but if you served drinks, you held your tray on the hand like this, and you served the drinks backwards. It was called the bunny dip, and that's so you didn't have to lean over because hello boobs. So you had your tray here, and you served drinks backwards onto the table like this. So there was twisting and leaning, but it was just so that you weren't kind of like spilling out of your corset. So you do like move differently when you're wearing garments like that, for sure. For sure. And it's like, if anyone's watched any prior attire videos, it's like shoes first, then corset. Debbie says the lovely thing about the larger girty patterns is, like the night and day dress, is that you can have a sweet daytime version without the corset and a knockout evening version with your corseted measurements. Yes, exactly. And I really do think that this needs to be an evening version rather than a day version. I do think that that's what that needs to be. I've got some fabric in there, the Dolce & Gabbana patchwork fabric, which is a cotton lawn. And I'm planning on making the Lana dress out of that one, which I was planning on doing over a corseted waist, but because it's a cotton lawn, I'm thinking maybe I ought to make that into a day dress. But the reason I wanted to do it over a corset is because I wanted the support for the boobs, because I haven't found, and I don't think I have the courage or the skill set yet to make a strapless bra that would give me the push-up that I want, whereas a corset I know will. So, I mean, I might make the Lana dress to be worn over a corset, but maybe not one that's laced down 4 inches, maybe just 2 inches. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Nimue says to Rotten Ralph, yes, hips as well, but what with a full skirt on a particular dress, on this particular dress, won't be really an issue. Different question if we're talking the more fitted skirts. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's also kind of like the ridges and lines that you get from corsets when you're wearing them over super, super fitted clothing. Yeah, so lots of things to consider. It's all, there was, yeah, Rotten Ralph says there was talk of a wiggle dress. Yes. Yeah, I think I'd get away with it a bit more with this one because this is a thicker cotton. But yeah, stealthing under wiggle dresses is slightly more difficult. Elena says you don't want to ruin that godly gorgeous fabric with the wrong measurements. No, true, very true. Which is why I am 100% going to double check that I can tolerate wearing a corset laced like that for like sort of 6 hours. Because if I can, then yeah, 100%. But if I can't, then I will loosen it by a couple of inches and make it to those measurements. But yeah, no, I 100% agree. I don't want to make a dress that I can only wear for like an hour at a time. That would just be criminal. Rotten Ralph says you have to move differently. Yes. Sal says, if I stop talking, I have gone to the dream realm. Well, sleep well, Sal, because I know it's the middle of the night there for you. Elena says, so you can make wearable muslins as non-corseted day dresses. Yes. Yeah. Darshana says, couldn't you do non-corseted size with tie-up cinch in for a corset? Possibly, but I kind of think with the amount of fabric that's in those skirts, that would end up looking kind of clunky. Oh, yeah. But I mean, I'm not specifically saying that I like I said, I want to make day dresses that I can wear without having to have a corset on, 100%. But I also think I want to make evening dresses with a more extreme figure underneath of them. But then I also said in my Year of Projects That Scare Me video that I'm not necessarily looking into being tight laced down. I would quite happily pad in other areas to make the wasp waist look more enhanced. So yeah. Rotten Ralph is saying I love my corset, it's so nice for my back. I can 100% see if I make this corset and it's comfortable, I can 100% see that it ends up replacing my bras. My bras are, I mean, I've ended up with actual permanent marks here, and this is not uncomfortable. Like, believe me, I don't do non-comfortable well, but I've actually ended up with like a permanent, like, colored mark on this part of my skin. I can 100% see if I find a corset, if I make myself a corset and I find it comfortable, I can see myself living in them as opposed to bras. Like, I can, yeah. 100% see that happening. Um, Laura says, "Good morning from sunny Chicago." Good morning. Yes, and 66 says, "So yes, make a corset and see what that does for your figure and comfort. I wore corsets for 8 to 10 hours a day working. Same, same. Um, I very much enjoy my corset and Victorian costumes. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I lived in and this was a zip up corset, but it was specifically made for my measurements and adjusted to fit me perfectly. But like I would spend 10 hours a day in that, and it really was comfortable, like genuinely comfortable. The times that it wasn't is when the caps would come off the spiral still boning, and I'd end up with that poking into my cleavage or my underarm area, and I'd end up with hazard tape in my boobs. That happened a few times, and that's because I wore it 5 days, at least 8 hours, 5 days a week. And that it was all spiral steel boned. It had a zip up the back. I would in the break room, I would curl up on the sofa reading a book, like properly kind of curl up. So yeah, and that was 2 years I spent in that thing. And it needed to be a zip up one because obviously you needed to be able to go to the bathroom. And I used to be able to get in and out of that by myself. Like I wouldn't be able to zip it all the way up to the top by myself, but that's only because I couldn't reach around that far. So, if I'd come back from the bathroom, I'd get it sort of zipped up to about here, and then somebody else would have to zip the rest of the way for me. And all that would take would be you kind of pressing back on the corset like this so that they could just zip it up. And and there was no hook and eye at the top. It wouldn't undo itself. So Nimue says, because a corset will likely push the bust line upwards, cinching in with ties or making a wearable muslin for uncorseted measurement only is unlikely to work well. The entire body shape changes. Elena says to Nimue, I know, but Sean needs more pretty day dresses. If I can start getting back into, I started trying on some of my old dresses. There's a few that I still can't get into, but it's close. I have a lot of pretty day dresses that will fit me soon, which is awesome. Yes, and 66 says spiral steel for sure. The little bits of embroidery on the top of corsets help keep the bones from poking through. Yeah, the flossing. Yeah, I mean, obviously my Playboy bunny corset didn't have flossing on it because it was a smooth parachute silk outer and couture lining. But yeah, that thing was comfy. That thing was seriously comfy. I remember I had to go and cover a shift at a different casino that was part of the same group that I worked for. They'd run out. They were really short staffed, so I had to go there, and I was wearing a dress, and it was a polyester dress that did not fit me well, and it had grown on sleeves. And by the end of the evening of my 8-hour shift, I had rubbed raw this part of my arm from all the backwards and forwards movements of dealing the games on the table. It had literally rubbed up a red welt on my arm here because of the side of the dress had been cutting into me so much. And it was like, after the end of it, it was like, bring back my corset. I want my corset. So yeah, I mean, I thoroughly loved my corset. I really, really liked that uniform. It was fun to wear. I've already got some of those there. So I think it's going to be an interesting experiment. There was Abby Cox, Bernadette Banner, Carolina, and a couple of others did a live stream the other day because Netflix apparently have banned corsets from the Bridgerton set. And I mean, you'd think that they're having their corsets properly and individually made for them because, you know, it's like a big production. But yeah, if you're wearing a corset that's not been tailored specifically to you, they are not comfortable. Like, I completely get that, 100%. But if you've had one that is well made and fitted to you, like, definitely comfy. Like, I am a fan. Yeah, I am a fan. But yeah, I can 100% see myself ending up wearing those kind of things more than bras, because I find bras very difficult to find that give me the support and the uplift that I want whilst being comfortable. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting seeing if I get the kind of like, oh my gosh, you must be so uncomfortable comments constantly as well, though. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, I am all about comfort. Did I put an orangey one? I did put an orangey one in there. This shouldn't be in there. You're kind of orangey as well. So let's move you over. Where did I get to? Yes, Nimoy says there are never too many pretty day dresses. Rock Ralph says the curling up might have been why the bones came out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it happened to me, like I say, I wore it for 2 years. It happened to me twice that I ended up with and it was the cap had come off the spiral steel. And so it was the edge of the cut edge of the spiral steel that was digging in, and it happened once in this area and once literally in my cleavage. And every time I looked down, I had yellow hazard tape in my cleavage, which just made me giggle, every time. But it happened twice in a year. So, that corset, and they were washed as well. I had two. I started off with 2, and then I ended up with 3. And you'd wear one for a week because you were wearing a lot of other items underneath of the corset as well, like obviously underwear and 2 pairs of tights. And I was wearing bras that I took the straps off of. So, like, you would wear one for a week unless you spilt something down it, and then that one would go off to be cleaned, and you would have your next one, and they'd be on rotation like that. And like I say, we all started off with 2, and then the idea was to get everybody so that they had 3 costumes just in case anything happened. But I mean, I like, I genuinely found them comfortable. I mean, we all bitched about, like if something happened to, I don't know, if you put on a little bit of weight or lost a little bit of weight, because, everybody's weight fluctuates over the month. If you put on a little bit or lost a little bit, that totally affected the comfort of the thing. There was an ideal that you were trying to maintain. So they would be bitching every now and again because, ow. But that was more because something had changed within you, not the corset itself, obviously, because the corset was a fairly static thing. Brun, green, multicolored, yellow, orange, blue. Debbie says, live chat with Abby is brilliant. I watched this last night. Well worth it. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to. It's still, all these different things with these people going, oh my gosh, corsets are torture and all the rest of it, and people getting emancipated and liberated from having to wear corsets. And it's just like, they're just not wearing the right corsets, because, like, the right corset is actually kind of comfy. But it really does have to be the right corset. Like, it really does have to be well fitted to you. And if it's not, then yeah, 100% can understand people bitching about the fact that they're in torture devices, because, ow. I'm only going to get the the larger ones of these sorted, aren't I? But still, that's progress. That's progress. We can do the rest of them another time. It's not like you guys don't like hanging out with me, so we can do this again another time, can't we? But it does feel productive to actually have done something today, rather than just sort of sit here and kind of stew, because I could very easily have done that. So this does feel very nice to actually have got something done. I'm going to put you in there. I'm going to run out of room in these thingies very quickly, though, I think. Where did the rest of my red ones go? Oh, there. No. Okay. Oh, are you going to fit? Yes, you will fit. Haha. Haha. I think you're going to have to move. You can go up there. And so can you. Oh, itchy nose. Let's see, where did I get to with the chart? Yes, the 66 says corset hysteria is silly. Agreed. 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 I mean, it's just a different form of the bra, and actually probably well fitted, a more comfortable form of the bra. Because I mean, like I said, look, I've shown you, like, this is permanent marking from wearing a bra, and like, I don't do discomfort, so this is not me wearing an uncomfortable bra. This is one of my most comfortable bras, but it still marks me when I'm wearing it. Oh yeah. Ellen says, just wondering, do you still have that one plain teal dress that you made a sew along for a couple of years ago? You had red hair and a fringe when you made it. I do still have it. It barely fit me when I made it, but I do really like that pattern, the 6018. It's a nice one. Jojo says, do not get me started on Netflix corset ban. I've ranted quite a bit. Corsets are epic when done properly. Yes. Nimue says, I haven't watched the live stream yet, but maybe Netflix should start by putting chemises under the corsets and obviously proper fitting, rather than pushing the myth about the evils of corsetry. 100%. 100%. Rotten Rouse says, Netflix and the BBC wanted us talking about it. They have achieved that end. Nimue says, I get why bunny corsets needed to be zip up, but the traditional way of lacing them has the benefit that you can easily adjust for monthly fluctuations. Yes, yes. We did have lacing over the hips here, which didn't really help with this, but it did kind of help if you put it on weight in this area. So we had little lacing strips here on our corsets. Although they did do away with that for the second iteration that was made for me. But yeah, I think, I don't know if you can see it in that picture. You can kind of see it. You can see the little ties on my hips there, but it did have lacing at those particular areas. Again, to kind of like allow for a little bit of ease over the tummy during particular times of the month. But yeah, they needed to be zip up so that we could easily get in and out of them for bathroom breaks, etc., etc. Okay, so I've actually split my blue cards into navy and then blue. So let's put the navy ones in there, and then we'll put the blue. You look kind of grey. Why are you in there? Yeah, you are grey. You can go in with the grey. Green. Where's my green? There's my green. Okay, pale pink. Pale pink. And these are technically orange. I don't have orange ones. Oh, peach. Yeah, let's put you in peach. Peach is closer than yellow. Okay, that's cool. So I've got all my, oh, this one. I've got all my A4 pink, pink, pink. Pale pink title cards. There we go. And you, pale pink German cards. You are in the wrong order, but now you are in. Now you are in the right order. So all of my A4 cards have now been organized, which makes me feel very good. I am happy about this. I'm just shuffling things around a little bit more because it's going to make me feel happy to have them shuffled in this particular way. So that's good. So now all of my 4x6 cards are done. I have got all of the 3x4 ones done, but I'm not going to subject you guys to that today because I've been waffling at you for a good 2 hours and 20 minutes. So next time we've got all of the these ones to do. If you will indulge me, I'll put these away. Oh, here we go. In we go. There we go. Let's sit down. It's always really weird when you have like a cold like this. Because like I said, I don't feel like super ill until I start trying to do anything, and then it's just like so sitting down with you guys and just chatting away, it's been really nice today. It's been very, very good. But thank you very much for putting up with my croaky self. Has much been appreciated. Let's see, where did we get to with the chat? TV Fisker says, have you seen Costuming Drama's latest video where she makes a customized corset and then had a fitting help from the pattern designer? I haven't watched it yet, but I am going to. Yes. Yes, and 66 says, always wear something under a corset because they don't just pop in the wash. Vodka and water spritzing help keep them fresh and deodorized. Yes, 100%. And I think that's one of the massive things that is wrong with things like Bridgerton and stuff like that. They're just wearing a corset over their bare skin. And yeah, yeah, like sanitary reasons, if nothing else. I mean, that's what I was saying with the bunny corsets. We used to wear one for a week, and that's because we all had stuff on underneath of it. I mean, at one point, every single one of us had to wear 2 pairs of tights. We had to wear a pair of flesh-coloured tights with a pair of black-coloured tights over it. And these tights actually, I've got 2 pairs of tights on here. These tights were actually incorrect because you can see there's a line on them at the top of the thigh. So this was the first time that we'd all had our corsets on together at bunny school. This was not at the actual club. But yeah, we had 2 pairs of tights on, obviously underwear, and a lot of girls would wear, because the tights would come up to here. A lot of girls would wear something over this part of the body as well, so that again, like you can change that daily, but the corset itself wasn't soaking up you, as it were, because otherwise unpleasant. Yes. Catherine says, did you see Snappy Dragon's latest tier ranking on corsets in film? Her highest rating was It's a Bra. I haven't seen that one yet, but I love Snappy Dragon. Natalie says, hello peeps, I slept in. Oops, no worries at all, Natalie. Sleeping is totally fine. Rotten Ralph says, love Snappy Dragon. Me too. Caroline says, oh dear, just woken up. Not sleeping is taking its toll. Have you seen Noelle Costuming Drama's new Pretty Housemaid corset? Seriously considering that pattern? I have, yes. Rotten Ralph says, Natalie, welcome. It's been a morning for all of us. It has indeed. Heather says, I think I am cursed not to make any progress today. I spent the last half hour trying to locate missing length of fabric, and now I found that I can't find my tape to stick the pattern together. Oh no. Rotten Ralph says, Eliza Bits has graced me with snuggles for a few minutes. Oh, cute. Very cute. I got woken up with a paw on my nose this morning. She was like, hello. Hi. It's like, she hasn't done that for years. Like the kind of like, usually she goes and plucks a wire because she knows that immediately wakes me up. The paw on the nose, usually she gets a cuddle. So I was just like, oh, hello, my love. Elena says, but can you try it with corset later? How you can remember all the pattern numbers? I can only remember what was on the envelope or just be barely able to describe the finished dress. Did I miss the beginning of that, Elena? My poor little brain today. Rotten Ralph says, I'm going to be outside a crowded festival today, but we'll wear an N95. Ah, yes. Guys, I am going. Elena says about the teal dress. Ah, yes. Oh, actually, to be fair, I probably wouldn't need to try it with the corset. It will fit me now. I made it for a 27-inch waist, and my waist then was 28, getting towards 29. So if I got that one out, I probably would be able to fit back into it. But I did make it out of a poly fabric with short sleeves on it, which I didn't overly love. But I do love the pattern, so I will revisit the pattern 100%. Thank you. You look so lovely in it. Thank you, Elena. But yeah, it would fit me better now because it was made for the waist measurement that I have now, as opposed to the waist measurement I was at the time. I was deluding myself at that time. I was like, I am not putting on weight, and I totally was. So it fit, but not well. And the color, the teal color, yeah, I love that teal color. But again, I am much more of a print kind of girl. I am a print kind of girl, as you guys know. So I would probably make it. I've seen that dress made actually with the upper being made in a print, and then the kind of like the corsety waist cinching bit of the skirt and the skirt itself, because they're panels, aren't they? Being made in a solid, and that looks amazing. And then the turn back collar being made in a solid as well. That looks really, really good. That really looks really good. But yeah, guys, I am going to call it a day for today. Aaron, 2 hours and nearly half. 2 hours 25 minutes. I don't think I did too badly, and you guys did amazingly listening to me croak away at you. So thank you for keeping me company whilst I reorganised my project life cards. It's very much appreciated. And hopefully you guys will keep me company when I do the rest of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this afternoon. I really want to cut out this and start making this. Should I buy some more of this to make an entire dress out of it? Would that be a little bit too like over the top? What do we think? I kind of love it. I kind of love it. You have to let me know what you think. Rotten Ralph says, make sure you label the pieces. They have all got their own labels and numbers and sides and tops and bottoms marked. 100%. Yeah, totally listening to Bianca on that one. Let's see. Caroline says, have a great week, folks. Seriously, job hunting for me. 3 weeks to the Goldhawk Road. Woohoo. I know. I'm so excited. Elena says, can you paint that dress so it will not be plain anymore? Oh, possibly. I'm not sure I would, though, to be honest. I think I would rather somebody else have that one and then me make something from the same pattern that's better. Darshana says, rest up. Catherine says, take care of yourself. Jojo says, bye all. Martin Ralphs, I've read that one. Nimue says, have a great week, everyone, and give your voice a rest, Sean. Christine says, bye, everyone. Brilliant waffle as always. Rotten Ralph says on the fabric too. Yes, I'm going to be really careful with those pieces. But believe me, I'm going to be really careful with those pieces. Jen and Pin says bye. Darshana says have a fab week all. Carol says bye. Yes, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for listening to me croak away at you. It's been a lot of fun as always. I am going to try and do more shorts this week. I will have my February lookbook and my March plans for you on Friday and Saturday. That is the plan. And possibly even a bonus wiggle dress number 2 video for you as well. So I hope you enjoy. I will see you all live next Sunday because we will be doing more hangouts. And look after yourselves, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.